everyone. This is Threadmaster Kay here, and I am welcoming you for the first time show to my YouTube channel, Kay's Corner. And I am in Kay's Corner with a very good friend of mine, Rochelle Coleman. Rochelle is actually a sales consultant for the last 20 years with Microsoft, you said?
Yes.
And she has an incredible sideline career, which I call it your passion career, that gives you the zeal and your excitement for why she's such a great sales consultant for Microsoft. And I think it's because of her incredible voice, her singing career. And I'm going to ask you, Rochelle, tell me a little bit about it, when you started, your band, your vocals, what you're doing right now in Canada, and of course, how you came to know me.
So I am part of a band called Sugar. We're a national Canadian band. We do a variety of, we're there to entertain. That's why we do it. That's our passion. It's not for the money. It's not for the fame. It's just to make people smile, which I think actually you do in your business every single day. And the way I came around understanding Kay's journey and the thread journey was actually watching her story on Instagram and seeing the amazing results of other clients that you had. So I think we're 2.5 years now.
Right.
And if you look at my before, that initial photograph, and you look at the evolution, it's really given me a great deal of confidence. I think it helps me entertain when I'm out in front of an audience. It's got nothing to do with looking younger or trying to be something that I'm not. It's just really being more my authentic self, and the texture, the tone, the tightness of my face is something that I take very seriously. So thank you for this.
So what Rochelle is actually talking to you about is the PDO Thread Journey. There are different types of threads, sutures in the market. We've used them for hundreds of years, from using them in surgery, in cardiac surgery, abdominal surgery. There are sutures that dissolve naturally in your stomach and in your body. They dissolve in your face when we use them for tissue regeneration, and that is what Rochelle is speaking to us about. So I started this journey back in the early 20 years ago, where Canada first allowed the contour threads. They were a permanent suture. Unfortunately, they caused some troubles in the skin, and so Canada took them off the market. But since then, it's been a huge surge for the dissolvable sutures, and my company will be one of the first ones to come to market in the early fall. And we have been doing some pre-launch training, and Rochelle came to me a couple of years ago with a situation where she's not really ready to do plastic surgery. She wants some firming and lifting, and she wants to have a rejuvenated skin tone for her career. All of us have some passion careers, I find, every day in my life that we do. We have our day jobs, but then we have something else that we do that brings that happiness to our life. It's your vocal career, and you know, putting our best face forward is something that's important to us all. We all want to look natural, and we want to look not done. Unfortunately, when we hit a certain age, and I hate to say it, but it's usually around the 40s, where, you know, some of the other modalities in aesthetic medicine don't necessarily give us the result that we're looking for. And we maybe don't have the pocket to do a surgery, to do an actual plastic surgery on our face. Maybe we're not just ready for that. We want something in between. And the amazing thing is that PDO sutures, when you've learned them properly and you can do this aesthetic procedure, it gives you the type of firming, lifting results that you're needed. You've had a few procedures with me the last couple of years, and now we're just into maintenance.
Yep, total maintenance, and I'll also say it's not. I don't have a desire to go under the knife for surgery. I don't. It's not something that I desire to do. I also am not a fan of not having something that naturally produces collagen. So what's a great thing about this procedure is the entire intention is to produce natural collagen in your body.
That's right.
So, you know, people drink collagen and they think that that's going to do something. They apply it to their skin. This is really the only procedure that you can actually feel the collagen being produced as the threads are dissolving.
That's right.
And it's not invasive to the point where it's creating any other issues or side effects.
Very, very safe. I think safety is the biggest for all clinicians is a safety profile. And because we've used sutures for so many years in history, we already know that PDO sutures work so well and they're extremely safe. And with my experience and with your experience, what do you find is the one thing that you can see that really has made you feel better about your skin quality?
So there's probably two things. One is the actual tightness. So where you focused on. For me, it's my lower face. So I have tend to have heaviness because I have big cheeks, and I don't really. A lot of people spend a lot of time focused on their top, and then they miss. And as you get older, you start to see neck, jaw, that kind of thing. So
That's right.
Very definitive jawline that I couldn't really show off before. And then just the overall texture and tone of my skin. So
That's right.
Rejuvenation. And then obviously coupled or partnered with a strong skincare regime, but not over the top. Like, it's not about just stuffing as much skincare into you as possible. Your skin also has to be in a condition that it's open to receive that skincare.
Exactly.
So I found the threads gave me that benefit too. The other thing is I think it's a very intimate and personal experience, and it's not something I don't walk around with the intention of people going, oh, you had threads, right?
Right.
The intention here is my own rejuvenation, and I do get a lot of comments around, you look great for your age.
Speaking of that, what is your age? Would you
I will be
mind?
52 in 2 weeks.
Wow, 52.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
and it's funny, if we look at some of the shows that we've watched, growing up, I watched Golden Girls. Those ladies were all called Golden Girls, and they were mostly in their 50s. And they were
Crazy.
considered golden girls. And, we have yourself, Rochelle, you're in the music industry. We have J-Lo. We have many other beautiful women who are in the music industry, and in any industry for that matter. What we call aging today is completely different than what it was 30, 40, 50 years ago.
Yes, and we shouldn't just succumb to thinking that you reach a certain age and you can't feel good about yourself. And again, it's not looking over the top. It's about really focusing on confidence, self-confidence, and just, I find at this age we're actually more confident in general. Finally, you
That's
find
right.
yourself as a woman. Like,
Yes.
It took me that long to get there.
Yeah.
I want my outside to match that confidence, right?
That's
And
very
what it's
very
done.
well said. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a maintenance procedure for Rochelle. I'm going to take her into my operatory, and just keep watching because we'll put that on next. I'm going to actually be showing you guys her before picture. So wait till the end of the video and you'll see Rochelle's before and after, and progressive as well. So she has a big event coming up, so that she doesn't really want too much. There is some inflammation. These are barbed sutures. So that means there's little micro injuries that happen as we slide the suture under the skin and the subdermis. It's embedded in a cannula. So the suture's inside this soft stainless steel, surgical steel cannula, and it's going to be slid down. It's placed there. I remove the cannula gently, and then the suture is there, and it creates these little micro injuries that cause an inflammatory process, and hence the suture then dissolves and leaves a nice organized scar tissue in place, not scar tissue like everybody talks about. Oh my God, there's scar tissue. No, it's not like that. It's just organized collagen, organized scar tissue in that place to give her added strength and resiliency to the skin. So because it's maintenance basically means for me and my patient that where are you aging? Where is it? What do we need? She's had this done before, so we've got great. This is volume, but it's not volume from filler. It's just nice texture, firmness, volume. So because she has a big event, I'm going to be doing some lateral work. So I want to bring this tissue up this way. So I'm going to be doing a lot of lateral work from this area where you see my fingers. So I'm going to do this kind of thing, and I'll hold it. I'm going to give her this result sort of around her mid face. And of course, the lower face is always sort of in bone of contention for us all. And I'm going to go back here, and I'm not going to be adding any sutures going towards the mouth. I'm actually adding them all here because she's got a bit of what I just say, it's just loose skin. And this could just be from, some weight loss as well. And so I'm going to take this loose skin that's sort of, and I pinch this inch or like quarter of an inch, and I'm going to bring this back so it's tight here. And all the work with these sutures are going to be lateral. So this is your after result, this is your before. So if you see on both sides, I'm going to pull this up here, and it's going to be lifted laterally into the scalp. So there'll be no inflammation that goes into the face, okay? And that way, if there's any inflammation, it's more back here. You put your hair down, and it's all covered, and you're gonna have a nice a nice tight silhouette like this, okay? It never looks like pulled, it just, I'm giving you that look, that feeling with my fingers so you can see what we're trying to do, okay? I'm gonna finish the procedure with a little Botox in your chin, this area, because it's a little mottled to smoothen that out. Smooth threads also in this area do a nice job of smoothing this tissue, but because again, you have an event, I don't want to do it here. It's very vascular. It does cause some bruising. And then we'll finish your Botox and then you're good for the next few months. Okay.
Awesome.
Okay, so Celine actually, my cameraman's asking me, why is she holding the balls? Because she, of course, knows she's going to have to get threads done. So the reason we have the balls is for you to focus your energy into your hands. The natural thing for anybody when they're getting a procedure done on their face is to clench and to hold their breath. A bit of a Valsalva. We don't want any intracranial pressure. We don't want any pressure in her face. I want the patient is constantly being reminded to breathe through their procedure and to focus their energies into their little squeezy balls. So it's not that it's so painful. We're going to anesthetize her. We're going to give her 2% lidocaine with some epinephrine in the areas where the sutures are going to go. And that is probably more the pinchy part of the procedure. The rest of it is maybe 3 out of 10 as far as discomfort goes. So I'm gonna go ahead now, cleanse and anesthetize her. So I just use 4x4 gauze on the side of the face to keep the bacteria of the hair away. So I'm giving her anesthesia now, and I just give it a few minutes. 2% lidocaine with epi really takes under a minute to kick in. But I just like to give it a little press, make sure that's into the tissue, and remind the patient again to just breathe through it. She's had this multiple times, so she's pretty relaxed, but if you haven't and it's your first time, just gives it one step by step for the patient just to breathe through it and to relax and focus your energies into the balls. I'm gonna go from here, I'm gonna do a reverse lateral here for her. So I'll go back, I'm gonna check the anesthesia point right here, poke.
I feel that.
Yeah, I'm giving you more anesthesia here, huh?
Okay.
Okay, that's why you feel it. I haven't done anything yet. So now I'm just gonna let that point marinate. And I'm gonna use a biomesh suture now to give her further lateral tightening. Chin up for me. I wanna have a little bit more of a pull. So there's some volume loss in here. So I'm using a volume loss suture. This is 8 sutures in 1 cannula. And this actually works like a clothing pin almost. And it just pins that skin in place. I twist it 3 times and I leave that suture in there. And that tightens this part here nicely. You okay, Rochelle?
I'm good.
We're done this side. So I did start below last time. That's just because of my angle. It's not necessary. I'm going to start in the upper face this time instead. Is sometimes a little bit of pressure because we have done this before, and she's got great collagen. Again, this is the filler thread. This is just going to pin everything in place.
thing. She's so good. She's so good. Just saying that.
So this is just a nice vitamin C warming mask with the conditioning oil. These are phytoactive conditioning oil drops that I do use for the red light procedure. I do recommend using red light after this as a post-operative healing procedure. The red light is known for many things, ultraviolet red for healing, for collagen production, and I find that it's very soothing. It almost feels like a hot stone massage, and I just make sure that the sutures are nicely embedded and the patient just gets very relaxed. It also gives a very nice superficial skin tightening, immediate result. And some people buy this to take it home. Actually, Nicole, give me the other one. I'm going to use the other one on here for contouring. Okay, this was what I was telling you.
This is the
other one, yeah. So chin up for me. I'm going to put it on the red light. The blue light first. The blue light just takes away any bacteria off the face, especially right after post-procedure. Even when you're doing it at home, you know, sometimes you wash your face and you still have some bacteria.
Yeah.
So I do the blue light first. Does it feel kind of cool?
Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah. And then it'll flip over to the red and it'll shut off.
Is it a 5 minute, 10 minutes?
Yeah, it's about 5-6 minutes, the whole thing. And I love it because you can just get underneath the bone.
Yeah.
So you feel that buzzing sound?
Yeah.
That's the radio frequency,
Okay.
ultrasound, as well as the blue light. And I'm just, for the sake of time, I'm gonna flip it over to the red. When you do it yourself, automatically it'll flip over in the right time, and then it just shuts off.
I have a smaller device. I'd like to get this one, but the I do it when I'm lying in bed actually, because it's the perfect relaxation, and then you know
it's amazing at the end of the day you realize how tired your face actually gets, your muscles of your face. People, you go for a facial or whatever, you realize, oh my gosh, my face is tired. Yeah. You don't realize that until you.
But it's all about consistency with these machines, right? Like doing it regularly. Yeah.
Well, especially with the threads. You could probably, I have done this before threads, and I actually use it on patients who are not candidates for threads, and those patients are generally when they're too thin, or very skinny, very thin skin, more aged, more vulnerable skin, a lot of sun damaged skin. Those people just generally can't do a lot of threads on them. So then I encourage them to buy the device.
To help build collagen.
Yeah, it really does work. These are all made in Israel, and they're a medical device, and some people buy them, but all my nurses generally buy them to use them in the procedure. I think it's a nice way to finish. You can really get underneath there, and you can really contour. How do you feel?
Amazing, as usual.
Okay, out of 10 today for your procedure, how did you feel as far as discomfort level goes?
Oh, it was like 0. Other than just the Lanacane is the 7 out of 10 for a moment.
Yeah.
And as long as I'm totally frozen, I don't actually feel anything but pressure.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's right.
And now, I mean, you're also impeccable at your technique, right? I've done, it's a combination of technique and,
Yeah, it's the position in which you're...
And freezing,
Yeah,
right?
close your eyes for me. So I'm just going to mist your face. Breathe it in. It's nice and calming. And then I'm going to now add a tinted vitamin C blue light protective SPF by Glow. And this actually helps just to send a patient home not looking too reddened, mottled, and gives them enough protection to continue.
And I have this product at home. It's amazing.
I like for you to use something like that on a daily basis, and even in the morning when you do wash your face, put your moisturizer on, give your face an intentional lymphatic drainage massage. Whether you're having threads done or not, you really should be massaging your face and the muscles up towards the lymphatics. Lymphatics are mainly in this area, so that's why we always massage away from our face to reduce puffiness and swelling. You'll have maybe 2 or 3 days of a little sensitivity in the area where the sutures are, but you still look great. Like, no one's gonna know that you had it done. You don't look like you've had a big procedure, but your face looks refreshed regardless. A little bit of a darker tone on top, because I think you're just a little bit tanned right now. So this is just going to balance that. When you use glow makeup, it is a medical grade makeup. You can use it directly on the skin, broken skin. You know, people say, oh, you can't use makeup for a few days. Oh, yes, you can if you use glow.
It's mineral based, right?
Yes,
So-
it's a triple milled mineral. Goes on seamlessly and just becomes like second skin. It's antimicrobial, so it doesn't grow any bacteria. So you don't have any issues with putting it right on broken skin. Actually, it's made for that. Okay, so let's have you sit up now. Make sure there aren't any pockets, any puckers with the PDO threads, and there's nothing here. And let's take a look. It's beautiful. Tightened, right?
Oh yeah, look at that.
And that's what I wanted for you. Is just today's the maintenance. It's tightened. It's tighter back here. You really can't see where it was done,
No.
right? And now we'll take your pictures.